Welcome to the Holding Hands and Throwing Fists podcast. I got the mic.
And I have the opinion.
Friends and listeners, welcome to Season 10, Episode 4.
All four?
All four, all four.
See, it just doesn't have the same ring to it.
I'm trying to find out which number episode this is because maybe it's a milestone. I think we're getting close to a milestone, but you know what? We'll just check later because that's the theme. Because really, what is special about this week is that I'm not deathly sick like I was last week when we took off.
Honestly, that was an acceptable reason to take off, and there wasn't even anything to talk about. So it was like you got sick at the right time.
And this week's even better because it's like, you know, our notes not as fully prepared as usual, but like pretty much there. And honestly, babe, I trust us as partners and more importantly, as co-hosts.
Do you?
I do. We're going to riff. This is going to be good.
No. We're not riffing that much.
This weekend, riff an hour. This weekend, we got to watch UFC on ESPN, Dariush versus Tsarukian, which started at 4 p.m. Holla, you know we love those early East Coast start times. The guys we listen to all the time were not excited about the fights in advance, but we thought it looked like a great night, and guess what? We were right, and they were wrong. Once again, proving someone should be paying us a ton of money for these insights. Freaking Bud Light Seltzer. Look at where Bud Light Seltzer is, in the gutter. Nobody's drinking that stuff because they never officially followed through with the sponsorship. So, babe, let's just get started and recap all the fun stuff from last week.
Yeah, let's go through a little recap since we knew this card was going to be pretty good, even though we didn't tell you about it last week. But it doesn't matter because you weren't going to watch it anyway.
That's right.
Bisbing said this might be the best undercard of the year. After the first fight, every other fight was a finish, which is pretty incredible. But we don't even want to just gloss over the first fight. Even that was memorable.
Yeah, so Veronica Hardy won, and it was actually a very exciting first fight of the night. Sure, it went to decision, but there was a lot of back and forth. Hardy, I think, was the aggressor for sure, and I think definitely took 2, if not 3 of the rounds. So the fact that it was a split decision was fucking bogus. And also just shout out, every time I give the little preface, I don't want to talk about gym stuff, but you know what? I am going to talk about gym stuff because I pay mad money in membership a year to this freaking gym, and it's my source of joy. Veronica Hardy and her husband Dan Hardy finish up their camp with the last couple weeks at the gym that I go to, and they were the fucking coolest fucking people imaginable. So cool, training so hard, so respectful and nice to everybody, and just wanted to learn as much as they could. And we were rooting for them pretty heavily, and it was awesome that she looked so good and was, like she said in the post-fight commentary, was the aggressor and was doing more damage. So shouts out to Veronica Hardy, shouts out to Dan Hardy, and also I'm obsessed with Chase and Status right now because they the guys, the jungle drum and bass people from England, and they got a big song this year, Badadan, and that was her walkout song, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, you were pretty pumped and invested throughout that fight. That was fun. That was a nice start to our evening.
It was awesome. Some other exciting things that happened during the freaking whole card. I'm confused by the notes because it happened twice. It didn't even just happen once. There were 2 slam KOs that took place.
Huh.
It's almost like it's going to come back later.
It's almost as though that's not at all what you're talking about.
So I'll talk about Jakar Close, who got caught on an armbar, picked up the dude and slammed the dude on the side of his head, knocked him out cold, and I feel that's a very John Early move.
Yeah.
Like, get your jiu-jitsu out of here. I'm going to drop you on your head, you stupid fuck.
While George was pretty obsessed with Veronica Hardy's walkout song, I'm sorry. The next fight on the card was Brundage coming out to Mariah Carey. I was like, wait, what? Now I don't really know this guy, but I want him to win. I walk away for a second, and his opponent, Reese, is coming out, and he's walking out to Johnny Cash.
Oof. In Austin, too. It was in Austin,
yeah,
right?
Genius.
Yeah.
So that was tough. What you should know is that Mariah won, a.k.a. Brundage, his real name. And he also had a slam knockout, which is insane. George already mentioned it, but what I will add on is that this is the first time in UFC history with 2 slam knockouts on the same card. And just slam knockouts don't happen, period. So for 2, same card, undercard, back to back, Pretty insane.
Yeah, there was also the Instagram thing that went around that showed like every year since the UFC started how many slam knockouts there were in the entire year, and it's like 1-0, 1-0, 0, 1-1, 1-1,
Wow.
maybe 2, I think once, and then it's like UFC Austin 2.
That's funny.
Word. All right, 2 of our guys that we're fans of, Clay Guida and Kevin Gastelum, both lost. Our boy Jed that we listened to with the good old switcheroo, babe. What was his hot take about it?
George is making this very difficult for me as
'Cause you
a
be changing
co-host. And honestly, I think part of it is that he can't see. I think he's getting old, and he actually cannot see the screen right now.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, I was on the hunt looking for your cougar ass, and now I'm the old one. Born a full 90 days before me.
Listen. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about it. You can keep going on.
Yeah, well, okay, cool. Figgy beat Rob Font in his bantamweight debut. I don't know how to feel about that at all. I actually didn't watch it, but I need to rewatch it because do we like Figgy? Like,
we kind of do, but I definitely like Rob Font more. And I kind of wanted Rob Font to put it to him to be like, scram out of bantamweight, you fat fuck. But, you know.
I think we like Figgy, but I think we just like everyone that he fights more.
Yeah.
Because he fights people that we're genuinely fans of. Jalen Turner, who stepped in last minute, beat Bobby Green with a knockout that should have been stopped about 15 punches earlier. It's pretty brutal. But I will say
really
this.
bad.
I missed it actually live, even though I saw it through the window of a Croatian gentleman's club. Not that kind of gentleman's club, more of like a members only club.
That is very good to clarify.
So I saw that he had won, but I saw and heard all this outrage that it was stopped so late. And yes, it was, but I think I heard all the outrage. And then when I saw it, I was like, it's not as bad as I thought. Like it was, he fucking hit him with the cinder block like after, but it was still really fucking bad, and that referee should be punished.
It was pretty bad.
And then finally for the night, Arman Tsarukian beat our boy Benny Benil Dariush in a round 1 TKO with a really gorgeous looking knee. But I don't know if we're fans of Arman Tsarukian anymore, if we ever were.
I don't know either. I suppose we'll get into it a little bit later. But that's actually a nice segue since we're questioning everything now.
Oh man, good old existential crisis.
Season 10, episode 1. One of our new segments is MMA even fun anymore? And I really loved it when George came up with it. And this card actually proves that MMA is still super fun. But what happened is we got sick of the lackluster product. Who would have thought that we do have standards for what we watch?
Shocking.
So when the UFC actually tries to put a good card together because they actually need to sell tickets, like this past Saturday in Austin, the cards are usually pretty damn good. However, when the card is at the apex, they seemingly don't give a fuck, and in turn, neither do we. So now I feel less bad about being like, babe, I don't even really give a fuck this weekend, and you agreeing. And the proof is this weekend. You just heard about how excited we were about the card in Austin last weekend. And most of that was the fucking undercard. This weekend, not only is it at the UFC Apex, the main card is at 10 p.m.
Boo!
Just unnecessary. And the main event is Song Yadong, which is very fun to say, against Chris Gutierrez. Like, I'm sorry, not that interesting. Anthony Smith is on the card last minute against Khalil Roundtree. Like, good fight. Guys we care about.
Mm-hmm. Put him in front of people, man.
That's it.
Ooh, and there's also Suma Durji, right?
Suma Durji, sure.
We saw him
Milwaukee,
at that fight when I lost my cool, right?
Oh, well, yes, we did. In Long Island.
With those animals, those filthy freaking Long Island animals. Jesus, go back to season 8 for that.
But just, it's tricky. So, yes, MMA is still fun. It's all the organizations that suck.
All right, let's get on to everybody's favorite segment, MMA Fashion.
Ooh.
Dude, Megan always looks good. Megan O'Leary, our homegirl, who's I gotta get what her actual title is or whatever, but she just freaking rules. And she was wearing a stunning electric cobalt blue thing. I don't remember, and I remember just sitting down on the sofa.
Thing? Did you just say?
Thing. Being like, because I don't remember what the was it a dress?
It was a dress, which is highly unusual.
She
for
normally
Megan.
is big on the pantsuits and all that stuff. And I remember being like, I need to get up and record this right now. And I was like, I'll do it later. But if you've been listening now to the past 144 episodes, which by the way, did I confirm that or no? It's 144. I did right now. I don't think I said it out loud. If I say I'm gonna do it later, it's not
happening.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I would say that goes to other areas of life too.
That's not true. That's not true. I think I'll follow up on things I say I'm going to do something about a percentage at a time, at least more than 0. Bruce wore I mean, look at us. Come on. I was saying years ago, I was saying one day I'm going to start a podcast with my favorite fucking co-host all around.
You were?
And look at us here.
I guess we did.
Bruce wore a purple. I thought Bruce looked awesome.
Yeah.
I give him a super A+.
You were
I was really impressed.
You were really obsessed.
You know what? He wore a purple blazer that was pretty all right. Like it was cool. I liked it. But man, he did the black freaking shirt and the black velvet lapels and the black bow tie with the black ruffle shirt. And I think it just looked awesome. It looked very Johnny Cash 1970s-ish, which was on par with the whole Austin vibe.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. So Bruce, and I posted that.
Did you?
I think.
But this is the Bruce we were looking for in New York.
You're right. But that's why we do this. That's why we do this. And I think I'm getting a little bit better with reels. I'm gonna do it one of these days before it's over. I'm gonna freaking post reels and edit them and put Bruce with the blazer and then saying it's time right after. The Ring Girls kept up with the Austin theme and they wore cowboy hats and boots with their stupid belt, because you know that I hate that the Ring Girls wear a belt with their little booty shorts. I don't understand. Don't mind the booty shorts one bit. Let me tell you, the belt drives me nuts.
I liked that. I liked that the Ring Girls had a little personality.
I think, yeah, it's something different, which is cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. And then Michael Chiesa wore like a black cowboy-esque button-up shirt, which is cool, with roses on it. And he was definitely feeling himself. And also that whole desk, something I did get up from my butt from and record on my phone to post, but I didn't. Who was with him? Was it
Karen and Rashad?
Yes, Rashad looked great. He was wearing a gold tie and a gold pocket square, which were really, really, really freaking cool. I love the color of that. And Karen just always looks freaking great. I think she wore like a gray blazer, but whatever. Like, I don't know why Karen's not there all the time. Who even replaces her? But whatever. When Karen's there, every time we see her, we're happy to see her.
Makes me so happy.
We're fans over here.
This episode, you thought it was all over the place. It's not all over the place. What it actually is a nice combination of holding hands and throwing fists like OGs, like MMA Fashion, but then also some new ideas, commercial reviews, because we were watching a lot. And I was probably watching more.
You watch them over and over and over and over and over again. And this week, they were all good. But I'll start with the first one because it is the time of the year where ESPN, and obviously the fights were on ESPN Plus, talk about the Jimmy V Foundation, and they raise a lot of money for cancer research and the Cancer Foundation, and then there's also the Stuart Scott thing too, right? RIP. They just kept playing commercials over and over again, and a whole bunch of stories and stories about strength and overcoming it, but it was also kind of a bummer to listen to for 7 hours straight. But still, what I want to do is go to the Jimmy V Foundation and actually make a small donation from holding hands and throwing fists. And you'll know I've done it because I actually posted this on Instagram. And if it doesn't go on Instagram, then I didn't do it. But I'm going to try to do it so I remember to do it, because it is a fucking good thing, even though I think they were right on the line of maybe overdoing it. But I also get that, because honestly, fuck cancer, fuck you, fuck cancer, and good on ESPN.
Yeah. I think it would have been a little harder, except the other commercial that I give a fucking 12 out of 10.
Yeah, dude.
Was the Grey Goose commercial that I saw approximately 800 times. Now, a lot of you don't know a lot about me at all, and I'd like to keep it that way. But if you don't know, in college, I was a big Grey Goose girl. That's all I would drink. And after college, it was Grey Goose or nothing when we were out.
I think if I remember correctly, I got you a Grey Goose cake for your 23rd or 24th birthday.
It was definitely my 23rd, and that was a beautiful fucking cake.
That was awesome.
So the Grey Goose commercial was just like so upbeat and people like happy, and they were in a bar and with friends, and there was good music, and it was like sort of Christmas vibes, but not really because they want everyone to be included. And then in this beautiful font, it said La Goose, Lester, Viva la Vodka. And that was exactly the breakup that we needed throughout the very serious and poignant commercial. So not bad.
It's very on brand for you. I think that we should actually pursue a sponsorship maybe by Grey Goose.
Oh.
That would be pretty freaking cool.
Oh. Okay.
And maybe actually that would be good. Andreas, text us on this and follow up, or anybody else who finds this interesting. Maybe we do a vodka blind taste test for you.
Oh no!
On air.
I don't think I would know the difference, but I'll drink. That would be fun. Okay, no, we're following up on that. That's a good no fighting segment.
I've definitely drank on this podcast before, and I feel like it takes me literally one sip to start slurring. And if we do that, I'm gonna be like, "Whoa!"
Oh, no.
Viva la vodka.
You're not allowed to. If we do that taste test, it's gonna lead to MMA beef between me and you.
All right, well, there was MMA beef last week. Arman Tsarukian versus Bobby Green didn't even fight. They had different opponents. They didn't even freaking fight. But apparently Bobby Green said some negative comment about Arman Tsarukian, and people in the greater Russian area who are known for their humor, shockingly, Tsarukian took offense to that negative comment.
No.
Yeah, believe it or not. And Tsarukian found Bobby Green in the Fighters Hotel, Bobby Green was sitting by himself. Tsarukian surrounded him with like 12 of his guys. And then they kind of started beef, and then it kind of started with this shoving and pushing match, and it was just fucking stupid. It's not cool to run up on somebody with your whole crew.
Yeah.
And having that person literally be by themselves on their phone, and then that's where you decide to do it. And you have your boys record it and then post it online. Mm-hmm. Man, I think that's kind of that's kind of, I don't even want to say it's kind of shitty fucking behavior if you ask me.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we mentioned before that we're kind of like on Arman Tsarukian now. Because it didn't even make sense. Like, even if Bobby Green won that night, which he did not, Arman Tsarukian would have been fighting down to fight Bobby Green next anyway. So it served absolutely no purpose other than making him look trashy and making Bobby Green look like a fucking scholar, which is like,
dude, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Bobby Green rules, but not much about him. What would you say? Presents itself as scholarly.
Yeah.
Tsarukian brought him there.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
Next on the agenda right here is that it's not really MMA beef at all, but goddamn, it feels like it when you look at the aftermath of BKFC. That's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships, my friends. And Eddie Alvarez had his second fight in BKFC against the BKFC GOAT, Mike Perry. Wow. I'm here for this story of Mike Perry being the guy who found himself in this crazy organization and has won now however many in a row, and is a legit. He's the legit Michael Jordan of.
It is not
bare knuckle fighting.
I wish we could go back and like put together a compilation of like our roller coaster of emotions about Mike Perry. We have been all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
But good for him.
And don't forget, he's done shitty things before. He's done shitty things like getting into bar fights with old men who actually, unlike Connor's even worse. Connor just straight up sucker punched the old man and didn't knock him out. Mike Perry at least had beef and an argument with an old man and then knocked him out when they came to blows, which was bad. It was all bad. But Mike Perry, dude, I don't know. You found your thing, and I think that's pretty cool.
I do think that's cool.
If you're on any Instagrams or whatever, and you see, just look at Eddie Alvarez's face post BKFC. It's an MMA boo boo.
Oh no!
It's a BKFC boo boo for sure. Bill Alexander, check it out. Eddie Alvarez's face, dude. Oof. He broke his orbital, I think, in 2 different places.
Yuck! Super yuck. Let's go from that to no fighting. What do you think?
Yeah, let's pull back a little bit over here.
You bunch of fuckers. No fighting. No fucking fighting. No fucking fighting!
Get to it, babe.
All right, no fighting. Let's get back to fashion, bitches. We know you want to look good this Christmas season, so place your pre-orders for new holding hands and throwing fists t-shirts.
Hey, yo.
It's the perfect stocking stuffer for a loved one, or you know what? Treat yourself. You deserve it too. Along with taking your pre-orders, we'll even take some color suggestions. Right now, we're thinking the logo on gray. But if the people want something else, I'm sure we could talk to someone who could talk to someone who could talk to someone who could make whatever you're thinking happen.
And I think it's going to be high quality shit this go around. So put in your orders. Shoot us a text, huh?
All right. You know what? Speaking of fashion, let's just keep this going, babe. What's a fashion trend right now that you wish would die? While you think about it, I'll go first. I'm over the fucking crop top.
Shocking.
There. I said it. I don't actually hate it. And I think it looks really good during the warmer seasons as an option on many people. Not all. But everything needs to stop coming cropped. Sweatshirts, jackets, turtlenecks, cropped? What the fuck? That doesn't even make sense.
It's a little much, and it doesn't seem like it's going away just yet. It's already living longer than I thought it would.
Same, I know. That's why I'm wishing this holiday season for the crop top to die.
Yo, I could be talking about this all the time. First off, we'll even lay off just the fashion part of it. What we need is just we need TikTok to be banned in this country. God damn it! There, I said it. It's just ridiculous. I'm walking the streets of Soho all the time, and I just see people freaking taking their little photo shoots all over the place. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Stop it. There's a bunch of people that look like you, and you all look whack. Some specific trends I need to get rid of immediately, bro. If you're walking my streets in my town in New York City, I don't want to fucking see a cowboy boot at all. At all. Get out of here.
I did not think that was where you were going to
Yeah,
go.
bro.
How are you
Well,
going to
believe
do
it.
that on
Believe
the
it.
Austin episode?
Believe it. Yeah, wear
Shit.
your freaking cowboy boots to Austin. Don't be walking around in July on Spring Street with cowboy boots and not have me give you the eye roll, because you're going to get it. You heard?
eye
You
roll?
heard? All right. Number two. Yeah. These chicks be wearing too much makeup right now. They're hitting the fucking tutorials on the TikTok too hard, bro. With the makeup, it's driving me nuts. It doesn't look good. Period. I don't like it. All right. Number 3. What do I have for number 3? Oh, dude. Somebody was telling me the other day, and they dropped some name or whatever where they went to over the weekend, and they were like, yeah, I went to this blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And I was like, where'd you go? And they're like, I went to this blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, yeah. Take your vintage clothes, put them in a bag, take them outside to the street, pour a little bit of gasoline on them, light a match, call up the FD&Y, and have my cousin come by and put it out safely and dispose of it. Bro, your vintage clothes, get out of here, bro. I ain't wearing clothes that no other man or woman or anyone's ever worn before. I don't care about thrifting. I don't want it to be assumed that when you mention some random ass thrift shop that I know what you're talking about. You're talking about other people's clothes? Nah, I don't want it. I was talking about clothes. Support the fashion industry. Support buying new shit. Support
waste. Support ruining the
No,
environment.
bro, we're not talking about waste. We're not talking about waste. Buy something nice and wear it for a long time. Don't buy it for a season and just throw it out. Support buying stuff and wearing it and looking clean. I don't need you to come over here, move into my city on your parents' dime and cosplaying as a poor man because you're wearing a poor man's clothes. Get out of here, bro.
Okay, I think that's enough for the no fighting segment. What do you think?
I'm ready to go. I'm about to hit pause and come back with some more stuff. But you know what? Until then, that's all the time that we got. Continue to hold hands and throw fists as necessary.